Quick short video here, guys. So what am I working on now? Well, if you don't know what kind of fluid your car is supposed to take in terms of brake fluid, power steering fluid, anything like that, don't just put it in there. If you have fluid laying around and you don't know what it is, definitely don't add it to brakes, whatever you do. Brake fluid and power steering fluid are not the same thing. They are completely different. Power steering fluid in a brake system will destroy the brake system. Absolutely destroy it. If you put power steering fluid in your brake system and you catch it right away, like let's say you're pouring it in and you're like, oh shoot, you realize you're putting power steering fluid in there. You can take the master off, clean it, and put it back. You'll be fine. But if you put it in there and you even let it sit for an hour, you've done damage. You've done damage because the stuff will circulate throughout the brake system. It will wick through the fluid, through the brake fluid. So, got this vehicle in. Customer just purchased it a month ago. And he said something's wrong with the brakes, basically. Okay. So I pull it inside, I give it a visual check. Pads and that are all good all the way around. Looks like it's got a new left rear caliper, or reasonably new left rear caliper. Okay. So I come up top to check the fluid level. Let me show you what I find. Well, if you can see that, see how swelled up that is and distorted that is? The cap doesn't fit anymore on there because it's so swelled up and distorted. See that? This is oil. That is not brake fluid, that is oil. And I can tell you, yeah, it's not brake fluid. Brake fluid has a very distinct taste to it. Don't do that. I know the taste of brake fluid because I've had it splashed in my face before. I know the taste of power steering fluid because I've had it splashed in my face before. So, brakes is the most common one where I've seen people do this. Do not add any oil-based product like power steering fluid or whatever to your brake system. You're talking thousands of dollars in damage, literally thousands of dollars in damage. Now, if your car calls for 1030 and you just happen to have 520 laying around and you need a quart of oil, add the quart. It's not going to kill nothing. If you car calls for 020 and you have 530 laying around, same thing, and you need to put oil in it, put oil in it. You're not going to hurt anything that way. But with your brake system, never, 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 never do that. Power steering fluid is a little more forgiving. You can add other kind of fluids to it without destroying it, but you got to flush it afterwards. I've seen people. I actually saw somebody one time add paint thinner to a master cylinder. Okay, I've seen people add engine oil to power steering. You don't want to do that. You can add transmission fluid to it. You shouldn't, unless it calls for it. But transmission fluid and power steering fluid are very similar. So I'm not telling you to do that. What I'm telling you to do is get the right fluid if you don't have the right fluid. That's the most important thing. But never, ever, ever, under any circumstances, add an oil-based lubricant, basically, an oil-based fluid to your brake system. You're going to cause irreparable damage. Now, what has to get done on this, because who knows how long it's been in there. I got a funny feeling when somebody put the caliper on the rear and they bled the brakes, I think they added power steering fluid to this thing. I didn't really notice too much driving it from the front to the back. I did notice the pedal was a little on the soft side. Not bad, though. Let me just show you the brakes real quick. Let me put it up in the air and show you the brakes. This way you can see what I'm talking about. Actually, no reason for you to watch this. All right. So coming up into the back, let me just turn my light on here. You can see this caliper is an old caliper, but you come to this side, that's a reasonably new caliper. A lot of times too, when I've seen people add power steering fluid, the brakes will start dragging. This one hasn't done it yet, but I still wouldn't trust it because I don't know how long that stuff has been in there. Come to the front. I actually feel a touch of drag there, but it's not bad. It's not bad. But there is an awful lot of brake dust on this thing too. So that tells me that when driving down the road, this thing is starting to hang up. And a lot of times with when people put power steering fluid in a brake system, a lot of times it'll start hanging up after a period of time. If you leave it in there long enough, it'll lock the brakes up and you can't even move the vehicle. So let me let this down. So like I said, the customer just bought this vehicle a month ago. So who did what? Did the customer add fluid to it? Did the used car lot that he bought it from add fluid to it? When they did the brakes, did they add the power steering fluid to it? Who knows? This is not my battle to figure out. But in order to fix this thing the right way, what you need to do is put a master cylinder on it, an ABS unit on it, brake hoses on it, and all 4 calipers on it. That's how I would do it if this was my car and I just got it. Like I said, if I knew the fluid was just put in and like I made the mistake of, and I've done it, I will admit to it, I've done it, I've accidentally poured it in, I've taken the actual reservoir off and flushed it out and cleaned it out and then bled all the brakes. But unless I knew that, I wouldn't take a chance, because the swelling can happen later on, because you just never know. So just keep it in mind, just don't do it. You're gonna save yourself a lot of headache and a lot of money. So, all right, well, hopefully you got something out of that. If you did, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. All right, guys, have a great day. Keep wrenching.